The May 19 episode is about to get absolutely unhinged. And if you thought Jocelyn was playing a clever little game with Cassius, I think she's about to realize she walked straight into a nightmare she cannot control. And trust me, the deeper this goes, the uglier it gets. Jocelyn seriously believed she could outsmart Cassius by manipulating his feelings. That was the plan. Play nice, get close, earn his trust, and eventually find a way out of that twisted situation alive. But here's the problem. Nobody wants to admit Cassius is not some lovesick fool blinded by emotions. This man watches everything. Every smile. Every hesitation. Every fake moment. And I have a feeling he's finally starting to see through her act. The vibe surrounding Cassius on Tuesday feels dangerous in a completely different way. Not loud. Not explosive at first. Cold. Controlled. Which honestly makes him even scarier. Because once he realizes Jocelyn has been using him, oh, it's over. And the worst part is that Cassius may not even want revenge immediately. No, I think he wants ownership. Total control. That's why I would not be shocked if he corners Jocelyn and gives her two horrifying choices. Either she stays there quietly and accepts captivity forever, or he turns her into someone exactly like Anna. That line alone should terrify everybody, because we already know something deeply wrong is happening to Anna. The rumors about her mental collapse never fully made sense to me. Too many holes, too many contradictions. And now it's becoming painfully obvious that Anna may have been psychologically trapped rather than medically unstable, which means Cassius threatening Jocelyn with the same fate? That is dark. You can already picture Jocelyn trying to stay calm while internally panicking. And honestly, if you ask me, this is where things become emotionally brutal for her. Up until now, she still believed she had some power in the situation. But Tuesday may be the exact moment she realizes she never had any control at all. And just when you think the episode might ease up for a second, nope. Because over with Sonny and Gio, things suddenly become emotional in a completely different way. Their conversation about music actually starts off warm and surprisingly genuine. Sonny clearly feels comfortable around Gio. You can tell he enjoys these quieter moments with him. There's pride there. A connection Sonny doesn't even fully understand yet. But this show never lets happiness survive for long, because something changes after that conversation. Fast. And I'm telling you right now, I think the storm heading toward Gio is tied directly to the truth about Brooklyn being his biological mother. The timing feels way too suspicious. Sonny getting closer to Gio emotionally right before a bombshell drops? That's classic soap setup. Imagine Gio finding out the people around him have been hiding pieces of his identity this whole time. That would destroy anybody emotionally. And honestly, Gio already seems overwhelmed lately. Add Emma's situation into the mix, and this could become a complete emotional collapse waiting to happen. Speaking of Brooklyn, wow. Tuesday looks rough for her. Apparently, some crime or mistake connected to her gets exposed, even if she never intended for things to spiral this badly. And you already know how this town works. Intentions don't matter once secrets hit daylight. But that's not even the real shocker. Brooklyn also uncovers a new secret about Chase. Now, that right there could change everything between them. Because lately, they've been trying so hard to hold on to this dream of building a family together. The adoption storyline already felt fragile, already felt like something hanging by a thread. And now suddenly problems start piling up one after another. A hidden truth about Chase. a public mess involving Brooke Lynn, adoption complications. Guys, that is not coincidence. That is the beginning of a disaster. And honestly, I can't shake the feeling that Chase may have been hiding something much bigger than anyone realized. The writers keep planting these tiny cracks in their marriage, and Tuesday might finally start breaking the foundation apart. Meanwhile, Ava is over here accidentally stumbling into a mystery she doesn't fully understand yet. She notices Nina suddenly acting deeply concerned about Brennan in the hospital, and immediately Ava's radar goes off. But of course, Ava being Ava, her first assumption is juicy romantic drama. She thinks Nina has feelings for Brennan. And honestly, from Ava's perspective, it does look suspicious. Nina hovering around Brennan's hospital room while he's unconscious definitely gives emotional guilt vibes. The problem is Ava still doesn't know the horrifying truth. Nina may actually be responsible for Brennan's medical crisis in the first place. That changes everything. So now Nina is basically trapped in this terrifying waiting game, sitting beside Brennan, praying he wakes up, while also fearing what he might say the second he opens his eyes. That tension is deliciously messy, because if Brennan remembers something incriminating, Nina's entire world could explode instantly. But wait, the Anna situation may be even crazier than we originally thought. Laura and Mac receive troubling information about Anna's condition, and naturally they're concerned. At first, it sounds like Anna's health is deteriorating again. Maybe worse than before. Maybe she's slipping further mentally. Except, what if that entire narrative is fake? Because the clues are piling up now. Anna may not be sick at all. And this is where the storyline becomes genuinely creepy. There's growing evidence that somebody intentionally spread false information about Anna's mental health in order to keep her trapped inside that facility, which means Anna hasn't been recovering. She's been trying to escape. That is a completely different story. Imagine Laura and Mac arriving there expecting to visit a fragile, broken Anna, only to discover she's perfectly lucid and desperately trying to warn everyone that she's being imprisoned. That reveal would blow this storyline wide open. And suddenly, Cassius threatening Jocelyn with becoming like Anna sounds even more sinister than before. See how all these threads are starting to connect? That's what makes this episode feel dangerous. Nobody is where they're supposed to be emotionally. Nobody can trust what they're being told. Then we get Dante, who also receives some kind of shocking information during a conversation with either Rocco, Lulu, or Liz. The spoilers are keeping this intentionally vague, which usually means the information matters a lot. And Dante's reaction is what stands out most here. Surprise? Not mild concern. Not confusion. Genuine shock. So whatever he hears could completely shift his understanding of a situation we thought was already settled. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow ties back into Anna, Brennan, or even Gio's growing family drama. Everything feels connected right now. But the storyline that might emotionally wreck viewers the hardest is Emma's, because yes, there's a real possibility Emma is pregnant, and she is completely blindsided by it. What makes this even more heartbreaking is that Emma genuinely believed she had been careful. She followed medical advice. She took precautions. So now she's stuck in this terrifying emotional spiral, trying to understand how this happened. And of course, Gio becomes part of the crisis immediately because he's presumed to be the father. Can we just talk about how overwhelming this is about to become for both of them? Gio may already be heading toward an identity crisis involving Brooke Lynn, and now, suddenly, he could also be facing fatherhood at the exact same time. That is massive pressure for someone already emotionally vulnerable. And Emma, she's barely holding herself together emotionally as it is. Because underneath the pregnancy panic, she's also carrying deep fear about Anna. Her aunt's situation is haunting her, confusing her, emotionally destabilizing her. So now Emma is juggling anxiety, family trauma, possible motherhood, and uncertainty about her future all at once. That's a lot for anybody. And if you ask me, this is exactly where the episode becomes emotionally explosive rather than just dramatic. Everybody is reaching a breaking point simultaneously. Jocelyn realizes she may never escape. Anna may not be mentally ill at all. Nina could be exposed. Brooke Lynn's world starts cracking apart. Emma faces a life-changing shock. And Gio may lose control of everything around him in a single night. But I still think the most chilling part is this. What if Cassius already knows everything? What if he knew Jocelyn was manipulating him from the beginning and simply allowed her to believe she was winning? Because if that's true, then Tuesday's episode isn't the start of Jocelyn's escape story. It's the moment she realizes she's been trapped from day one.